If you've just finished your class 12th or if you're in college, there's something happening in the Indian IT or Indian tech industry in general that's not being talked about enough, and I'll try my best to explain it in this video. So first, let's talk about a research which released in February 2026 and it literally broke the internet. Yes, I'm talking about the Citrini research. So it was published as a fictional memo from 2028, looking back at how AI broke the global economy. And just after the report got released, Indian IT stocks like TCS, Infosys, Wipro fell by 3 to 4%. And by the end of February month, it was down 21% and it has still not recovered to this date. So now let's talk about what the report claims. So the argument is simple. Indian IT is based on the foundation that an American engineer costs 10x more than an Indian engineer. That is why a lot of big companies outsource their software and customer service work to India. And this created a market for giants like TCS, Infosys, and Wipro. They are service-based companies. They don't sell a specific product. They get a specific project from a client. Let's say Morgan Stanley has a software project and they want to get it done cheaply, and TCS handles that task. And this cost arbitrage between an Indian developer and a developer based in USA created an insane market. This is one of the single biggest contributor to India's export and keeping the trade deficit in check. But the rate at which AI is progressing at software engineering, these type of well documented tasks that an engineer at TCS does is the first in line to get automated. And similar to how an Indian engineer was 10x cheaper than the one in US, AI is going to be further 10x cheaper than an Indian engineer. And this fictional report says that Indian IT exports basically go to zero. Rupee falls 18% against the dollar, but there is real evidence and real research suggesting a scenario against the Citrini research. Because sure, the projects that are outsourced are generally not very complex, and maybe 2 years down the line, Claude or Codex can automate that task. But that's not the main bottleneck. The main bottleneck is that the legacy software that these organizations use has been built over decades, and building stuff that complies with it, goes according to the requirement, understanding the requirements and deploying it without disrupting other stuff requires a lot of context about the company. So we would still probably require a human orchestrating all of it. So maybe the Indian IT companies might still be fine 5 years down the line, but this does not suggest that there would still be such a rapid growing demand for software engineers, because the existing employees' productivity is going to increase by a huge amount by these AI tools, and it might get increasingly tough for freshers to get entry-level job. Now I want to talk about a even more interesting report which was published by Anthropic, the company building stuff at the frontier. So they published a paper that ranks how much exposed every major job category is to AI. And the jobs that are at the top of the list are software engineering at 94%, business and finance at 94%, office administration work at 90%, management, legal work. All of these roles are highly exposed to AI, meaning they might have an higher chances of automation in the coming years. And the jobs at the bottom of the chart, meaning they have the least likelihood of automation, are agriculture, construction, food service, personal care, healthcare support, installation and repair, plumbers, electrician, mechanics, nurses, delivery drivers, kitchen staff. The exact roles that are looked down upon in India. Because here, sitting behind a computer, just doing task at a computer for 8 hours and going back home is the most respectful kind of profession for some reason. And anything that is manual in nature is looked down upon. And again, they also noticed the same pattern. The senior people did not lose their job, but the hiring for these roles have slowed down. So you see this silent transition of having less employment in this sector because it does not get reflected in layoffs. Guys, I need to take a small break to tell you about today's sponsor, which is College Vidya. It's an online platform where you can find and compare the right degree for you. And this website is genuinely useful for students. That's why I've kept it in this video. तो basically मुझसे बहुत सारे students पूछते हैं कि IIT Madras BS के अलावा और कौन से ऑनलाइन डिग्री ऑप्शंस हैं and where we can find them, and this is precisely where College Vidya is helpful because here you can find the best online degrees which are from top universities. They are UGC approved, whether it is BBA, MBA, BCA, BSc, all are listed at one place. And that's not it. You can compare the universities on the basis of fees, placement, reviews, and more. So you have all the information with you before you decide. And personally, when I was choosing the best online degree for myself, I faced this exact issue because there was scattered information everywhere, and College Vidya solves this problem by organizing all the information at one place. तो अगर तुम अपने लिए या अपने किसी फ्रेंड के लिए ऑनलाइन डिग्री एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो तो collegevidya.com का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है. इट्स कंप्लीटली फ्री, एक बार चेकआउट जरूर करना. And now let's get back to the video. Now what's the solution to this? So the first thing I would suggest you is stop assigning hierarchy to roles and stop assigning intelligence level to a certain task, because our intuition of what is intelligent falls apart when we develop AI. And there's an entire principle named after it. It's called Moravec paradox, and it is named after Hans Moravec, who pointed this out in 1980s. And it says that what we humans consider the hardest, most intelligent work, like advanced mathematics, legal analysis, writing code, financial modeling, those things turned out to be easiest for AI. And the stuff we thought is the easiest, washing dishes, cleaning home, getting anything done in the real world, having natural intuition about the physics and how the real world works and interacts, spatial modeling, having a world model in general is the hardest for AI. Now, I'm not going to tell you a specific skill to learn, like those roadmap videos that learn cybersecurity, learn web development, because no one knows what's even going to happen in the next 2 years. Just a year ago, people were saying cybersecurity is the most AI safe field when it comes to software, and now look at what is happening with Project Glasswing and AI getting really good at finding vulnerabilities in software. What I would suggest you as a 18-year-old or someone who's just in their undergrad is that you don't need to specialize in one specific thing right now. Obviously, if you have a genuine interest about something, you can obviously learn about it deeply. But if you're just learning a specific framework of, let's say, web development just because you want to get a job, that might not be the ideal thing to do right now. That's why I suggest not to go for online degrees or specialized courses right now. It would be ideal if you go to an offline college, just do a degree. Like, it does not need to be an engineering degree, just do a degree in what you're interested in what you can explore your interest, you can develop interpersonal skill, you could develop command over something. It could be, let's say, English literature. If you get really good at, let's say, English literature, there are generalizable pattern that you can use across fields from that, because having a general skill set and having adaptability is going to be really important, because whatever you're doing right now might get automated and obsolete in the next 2 years. So being able to adapt in that case becomes really important, because at one end it is pretty grim with the job situation right now, but also at the same time this is the best place for people with high agency who want to get stuff done, who want to experiment, because there is so much freely available intelligence and assistance in the form of LLMs. So Indian tech or IT industry is far from over. It'll surely adapt. There are several companies doing cool stuff in deep learning, but the pattern that worked for Indian IT for the last 30 odd years might not be the same in the coming years. So again, some people would comment कि करना क्या है, like इस वीडियो में कुछ बताया नहीं, but I don't have an answer for you. I'm just telling you a general mental framework that you can adapt when it comes to your career. Don't look towards just associating yourself with a specific job title. Find stuff where you're uniquely interested in, you uniquely competent in, how you can use the AI tools to get an edge, and find something where you can actually provide value. And that's it. Let me know what do you think in the comments, and bye.